Cares away, Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, me and the bold. Ding dong ding dong, that is their song, with joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they come, raising the sound, oh, hill and dale, tailing the tale. In their ring, while people sing songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. Merry, merry, merry Christmas, merry, 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 merry Christmas. On without him, their joyful tone to every home. All the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old.
But this is a lassie Potter. You will see very quickly how Burns was thinking. This is a graph with an X and Y axis. You have the crazy axis for women on the vertical and the hot axis on the horizontal. So the first thing that Burns did was he realized that 5 hot, it goes from 0 to 10 by the way on the hot, but only 4 to 10 on the crazy, because there are no women that are not at least 4 crazy. Which goes from about 2 to 8. This is husband zone. Husband zone. And you have to remember the overarching principle that enough rich makes cute irrelevant.
One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they come, praising the
I'm going to try to understand this. How is it that each month you tidy yourselves up, you grab a bottle of scotch, you scoot off to the happy occasion of your Scotch Club meeting, and you spend about 2 hours talking to other people who are all drinking. And yet, you return home with 0 information. We say, put an equivalent number of women in a room, with drinking or without drinking, and we could publish a newspaper.
While people sing songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. Merry, merry, merry Christmas. Merry, merry, merry Christmas.
Hear that. So I went back to the drawing board and I kept looking. I wanted to find a poem that might have some meaning for us here in the 21st century. And luckily I found one. It's absolutely lovely. It's called A Red, Red Rose. And so let me read A Red, Red Rose. Oh, my love's like a red, red rose that's newly sprung, my only love, and fare thee weel a while. And I won't come again, my love, though it were 10,000 miles. Isn't that something? You know, it's funny, I read that poem, and for the first time I really got Robert Burns. I just thought that was delightful, and so I kind of got inspired a little bit. I thought, you know what, I think I could write a little verse myself. And so I worked at it pretty hard, and I've got it right here. It's here somewhere. Wait, there once was a man from Nantucket. That's not it.
Joyful tone to every home. All the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, bringing good cheer.
What's the difference between a Scotsman and the Rolling Stones? The Rolling Stones say, hey you, get off of my cloud. The Scotsman says, hey McLeod, get off of my you.
One seems to hear words of the cheer from everywhere.
He wrote over 550 poems, some of the more notable being Red, Red Rose, To a Mouse, Tam O'Shanter, and my personal favorite, The Henpecked Husband.
Oh, how they come praising the sun.
My goal tonight is to get us back on schedule, to get our average back where it's supposed to be. So, Robert Burns, this is your life in 60 seconds.
Are you done? I'm prepared to keep it short. I thought you were diving into that packet.
Keep an eye on this for me, Des. Now, where'd my notes go? So anyways, I was asked to give the immortal memory of Robbie Burns speech. Look to what the new one may bring. Do we sing Old Lang Syne as the clock strikes 12? Absolutely. Over the centuries, Robbie Burns remains one of the greatest symbols of Scotland because Burns is the personification.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here.
Single Malt Club experience. I want to emphasize Single Malt Club.
What is the name of our club?
Single Malt
Whiskey. While Grant's is a fine whiskey, it is a blend. It is a blend.
Who by chance brought this lovely bottle of whiskey?
I think that was me. Actually, this will serve as an orientation for all our gentlemen. What's the name of our club? Single Malt Whiskey Club. Blended Scotch whiskey. Yeah. But now, however, remember I said there was good news. I'm afraid we have a little bad news again. And once again, it comes from a new member. Oh no! It's a single pot still. When looked up, is of mixed mash and barley. Oh! Since we have a couple of new rules,
cheated.
since we have
New members, not new rules.
new members, we do have two basic rules. One, you bring an hors d'oeuvre, and two, what's the name of our club? Single Malt Club. And what do we do when we have violations? Shame! And then, God, it feels like I'm a
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, me and
It's come to my attention through a roundabout means, as these things usually do, that Julio, who we welcome to the club. Oh no! And in the past, when we've had such episodes, we've had pure malts, we've had blends. I can't even remember what else we've had, but this is a first, Julio. Nobody's ever brought a bourbon. Now, as we usually do, guys, what's the name of our club? Is it a good bourbon? Single Malt Club. And what do we do when people don't follow the rules? Shame!
Wait, Tom.
Okay, attention. We have no speech.
Wait a second. Whoa. Hey,
Tom went to speaker.
I've been told, after shaming my good friend Julio, Julio brought a Lafroy, which is not only...
Lafroy.
brought this Lafroy, stand up, which is not only a single malt, but a manly single malt. So I've investigated this and found that he did not bring a bourbon, and that he was falsely shamed.
Oh, Mr. Peter!
Shame! It was a setup!
Do you
have a rebuttal?
I was only doing what the host told me.
Yeah! Shame! Shame! Truth be told, bourbon would be better than this Freud.
One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere.
Venture away from it. But anyway, I bought the cask in 2007. It was the last year that Kilhoman allowed a public offer. They would do these kinds of things to raise operating funds in the first 2 or 3 years, and then they shut that down. Well, I got in and got a single cask, and it comes out pretty strong at 56%. So it's not something you want to sip all night. You won't remember the last glass. You'll wake up the next morning and say, when did I drink the last glass? But anyway, it's a lovely deep amber because most of the Kilhoman or all the Kilhoman products are left 10 years or younger. They don't have a product on the market now that is a 12-year-old. So the single releases and the single cask releases, some of them are 12 years. So this is a 12-year-old. But it was the traveling monks from Europe who went to Scotland and to Ireland between 1100 and 1300. It was the monks who carried this distillation process over to the islands, and from Ireland eventually into the island and the other islands of Scotland.
I just wish there was a rule or an understanding that the guys are totally responsible making their own appetizers. And we don't get asked at 5 o'clock on that Thursday evening, honey, can you put together some nibbles or something?
That's the rule at our house.
Oh, really?
I have nothing to do with it.
You have nothing to do with it?
Agreed, as at our house as well.
Oh, okay. So, darling.
There was an allegation that we have bizarre secret rituals.
Now that's just flat out wrong. Some things just happen naturally. We really don't do anything.
You know,
Was that our handshake? Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure how the video is going to turn out, but these 9 a.m. meetings with whiskey are okay by me.
I'll drink to that. Coffee.
Sweet silver bells all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas.
And like to wish everyone a very merry, whatever it is that doesn't offend you.